Hi everybody, Howard and Aaron here. Wanted to talk to you a bit about some common misconceptions that are out there in the real estate world and the public about single agency.
Okay, so first off, what is single agency?
So single agency is one of the three categories of agency relationships that the public receives when they hire a licensee or a realtor to work for them.
Okay, so a realtor can act three different ways?
That's right. The relationship they have with their client or customer is built around these agency relationships, and they are transaction brokerage, which is the default in the state, single agency, and no brokerage.
Okay, so everybody is a transaction broker automatically at first.
That's right.
Okay.
To start. Whenever even Round Table agents meet a member of the public, we start off in a transaction broker relationship.
Okay.
They work for the transaction, and they just help
Okay.
the parties come to an agreement and work towards a successful closing. That's it.
Do all brokerages allow realtors to be single agents?
No, most don't.
Most don't.
Most do not.
Okay, so we're a brokerage that allow realtors to work as single agents. What does that mean?
Single agent means that customer, transaction brokers have customers, becomes a client. They have extra duties that they owe the member of the public as a client. One of them is a fiduciary, which means by law, it's a legal standing that they put the needs of their client in front of their own. They have to do that by law.
Okay.
But it has to be established in writing. And then that means that the realtor or the licensee provides their client with 4 additional duties, which are loyalty, confidentiality, obedience, and full disclosure.
Okay, so here's my question. Isn't that what all realtors do? Provide loyalty, obedience, confidentiality?
No. And if they do that, they're breaking the law.
Really?
Yes.
So a transaction broker, which is the default in the state, they are only working for the transaction. They are not working for the person,
Correct.
their customer.
That's right.
So you would want a single agent.
So the public, I think, thinks they're getting a single agent. I don't think they know that they're just getting a transaction broker who doesn't do this stuff. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say you want a townhome. You really like this townhome.
Okay.
And the home's listed for $200,000.
Okay.
And you call me up and you're like, Howard, I love that townhome and I want to offer list price $200,000.
Okay.
And I'm not going to give you my opinion. I'm just going to write it up.
Okay.
I can't coach you on it.
So I just tell you the number I want.
Yep,
You don't
terms.
give me any information.
I'm not supposed to.
Right, you just write it down.
Write down what you want. The seller's agent calls me up and he's just loose lip McGee. Okay. So he calls me up and goes, Howard. I said, what? He goes, you showed the home today. I said, I did. If you can get me an offer of $150,000, my seller, I think, will take it. And you think this doesn't happen, but it does. As a transaction broker, I can't tell you that he just told me they would accept $150,000. So I still have to write up your offer for $200,000 and submit it, and he's gonna be like, wow.
Great.
That's awesome, because I thought we were gonna take $150,000. As a single agent, had he told me that, I'm obligated to tell you. They'll take $150,000. They literally just called me and said they'll take $150,000.
And so not all brokerages allow agents to work as single agents.
Right.
Most of them require you to be a transaction broker.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah, I was gonna ask why.
2 reasons. Other brokerages many times don't know this. I can't tell you how many times I've had an agent interviewing us to decide whether or not they want to come to Round Table, and they say, tell me about single agency, because at my brokerage they said that means you can't sell your own listings. And I go, well, that's wrong. No. And that immediately tells me that they aren't training on agency and they don't know the differences.
Right.
And another thing is they can't manage that, right? So as a transaction broker, they just send all their thousands of agents out there just to mediators. Who's going to invest the deal, the deal, there's rules out, right? If they train on single agents, they allow them to be single agents, then they also have to have the other agent handle. If they're single agent themselves, it's broker. So if there's...
It's more complicated.
Right. And so they just go, you know what? We don't want to deal with it.
So this really separates Round Table Realty from a lot of other brokerages, because they don't allow for single agents.
Well, that's one thing, but we also educate. Like the realtors that are here,
they know the 3 relationships.
Yeah, and one of the first things I talk to them about is single agency, and they're like, well, I've been kind of acting that way, and they didn't tell me I shouldn't. I'm like, yeah, well, you're just breaking the law, and that's cool, but if you want to do it right, and once people get it, they're like, oh, I want to do that.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
that's how I want to be as a realtor. And that's
what
the public wants in their realtor as well.
Of course.
Thank you for explaining that to me today, Howard.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you for sitting down with me and talking about a very dry subject.
Let's do it again soon.
All right, sounds good.